After I analyze Google, my next step is to analyze for Bing. Many people have asked me if they should bother with Bing. I have ranked sites in Bing, but I have a personal policy to build for Google first. Bing sometimes will rank the same page as Google does, but overall these two search engines are very different in their ranking requirements. If you aggressively optimize for Bing, you will definitely hurt yourself in Google. Yet the opposite isn't true with Google. And since Google is the 900-pound gorilla in the search engine market, I put my personal efforts there. For those of you, for whatever reason, who want to focus on Bing, these next few slides are for you as we compile the information for the keyword detox your body. I start by adding the traffic the keywords receive from Bing and also the keyword difficulty from SEO Moz. When I do keyword difficulty, I try to remember to change the drop-down from Google to Bing, so not to reanalyze a keyword for Google. After I run the report, I receive the keyword difficulty exclusively for Bing. The next information needed is different from what we collected from Google. Here is the analysis SEO Moz did on Bing. What is important to Bing are links, and more the merrier. However, the links we are really interested in are not the unique root domains they are showing for the page and domain. No, we are actually interested in the overall links pointing to the ranking page and domains, which you can find in several places on SEO Moz. But one easy way is to open up Bing and use the Moz bar. So again, the only metrics I need to collect with the Moz bar are the total links pointing to the page and the domain, or what I call PL and DL in the spreadsheet. Everything else doesn't matter. In a lot of ways, Google was like this for many years. Whoever had the most links won the game at the end of the day. This has dramatically changed for Google, which is why I mentioned earlier how you could hurt a website in Google by optimizing it for Bing. For this reason, I have found it helpful to see if my competitors are found in both Google and Bing for the keyword I am analyzing. To do this, I do a search on my keyword in Google and see if my competitor's page in Bing is also ranking in the top 100 results in Google. As you can see, Gayam.com is number 1 in Google as well. If my competitor isn't found in Google for this keyword, I know that I have a serious uphill battle to fight, because my competition most likely is building hundreds of thousands of links, and Google has penalized them for doing this. Most often I find that this is not a competitor I want to go toe-to-toe with. So for competitors found in both Google and Bing, I add a 1 under the In Google column. If the competitor is only found in Bing, I will add a 0. Now some of you may have thought I skipped the index column. When I do my keyword compiling, I do the index column before I do the In Google column. For the presentation, it was an easy segue to talk about the differences with links between Google and Bing, and then lead into my litmus test in discovering the competitors that are most likely being dirty with their SEO. So let's talk about the index column now. Not only can my competition quickly build a significant amount of links to rank in Bing, but Bing also doesn't differentiate too much between the links that come from other websites and my competition's own website. What this means is that the more pages my competition has on their website, the more links Bing sees pointing to their website. I know this is circular reasoning, but this is exactly how Bing works. So to see how many of my competition's web pages are found by Bing, I use the search operator site : and then the competition's domain. This tells Bing to only search the pages found on that domain. I also made sure to search life.gayam.com and not just gayam.com. Both Bing and Google recognize a subdomain, which is what we have here, as its own domain. When I do this search in Bing, I find that life.gayam.com has 4,350 internal pages, which all count as links to help rank this website. Facebook and Microsoft, which owns Bing, have an exclusive deal which allows Bing to access much of Facebook's information. Bing includes social cues from Facebook into its algorithm. So again, using shared count, I enter in the URL to get the social information for the ranking page. The most important social cues to Bing are the comments on anything that is shared or liked on Facebook. This is not to be confused by the comments people can leave on a Facebook page or profile. Instead, whenever a link is shared or liked on Facebook, people can leave comments about that link. These comments to Bing show just how social a website really is. As you can see, life.gayam.com has 600 comments, which is extremely high. You will notice that I don't look at any on-page optimization with Bing. There are things you can do to optimize a page for Bing. However, what really matters to Bing are how many links you have. A page can be marginally optimized for Bing, but beat out other sites who are heavily optimized because they simply have more links. So when I do keyword analysis for Bing, I am most interested in the quantity of links a site has. And like Google, I collect all this information for 3 competitors on each keyword.